Woo, we're starting the stream, everybody. I'm back. I am jcontra, playing Donkey Kong 3 that was released. Hold on. I have all these dates written down in this big Excel spreadsheet. Donkey Kong 3 came out in July of 1984. And you can already see from the demo reel, but holy crap, is this not Donkey Kong? Like, even Donkey Kong Jr., which I'm guessing Donkey Kong Jr. counts as Donkey Kong 2, because there was Donkey Kong with Jumpman, and then we had Donkey Kong Jr., which is and now we're on Donkey Kong 3, and it's not Donkey Kong. It's nothing like Donkey Kong. This isn't what Donkey Kong is supposed to be. Yet Nintendo developed and released this as a Donkey Kong game. It does feature a Donkey Kong. Not, so okay, alright. So, maybe I'm just going to reveal how young I am. Although I bet some people who are watching this are going to be way younger than me. But to me, Donkey Kong is actually Donkey Kong, the one wearing the red tie, and is he even Donkey Kong Jr.? Or is Donkey Kong... Wait. It's always confused me, because I think Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong Country is actually Donkey Kong Jr.? Or is... No, Donkey Kong Jr. is Donkey Kong... He's Donkey Kong Country's father. I think. I'm not too deep into Donkey Kong lore. Oh, that's... Okay, alright. I guess I should explain the game a little bit. But you're playing as a guy. I don't think you're Mario or Jumpman. I think you're a completely distinct character. And basically all you're doing is just blasting Donkey Kong's crotch. with this, I guess, insect repellent? And so every once in a while you can get like this bonus thing. Like you see him, like Donkey Kong's like climbing up the things. Sometimes there'll be like super repellent that he'll like knock down and that you can grab, and that'll make you blast even faster. And you can hit A or B to blast out the A or B to blast out the repellent, but I don't think there's a difference between either button. Whichever one you press, I think once I use up the super repellent. Oh, see, then there are these weird bugs that start coming out that will start shooting things at you, and what you hit them once and they turn kind of like teal. You hit them twice and they die. The only problem is that when they die, they explode and shoot dangerous particles at you that I tend to not only just not even be able to dodge, but I can't, like, I will actually walk into them, much to my dismay. I cannot escape them. And so what I like to do is I actually like to hit both buttons at the same time. Or really, I just like to, because, I mean, normally, what's the best way to do this? I guess normally, you could just hit one button at a time. That'd be boring. Said you gotta hit both. Gotta hit both. Gotta hit both. And I think, I don't know if the game, if you lose... Hold on, we're gonna try and experiment. I want to see what happens after all of the flowers get taken away. I don't know if you're, like, trying to block the bugs from taking away the flowers or whatever. Is that... I don't know if those are just your bonuses. Let's see. Let's find out. I've never actually had it happen before. I usually die before that can happen. Whoa! I guess you just need one left? I guess. Come on. Jump! what's also nice is that the boost actually lasts, it doesn't cut out at the end of the level. I think it's on it must be on a timer or something, but I don't know how long that timer lasts, or if it's the scene transitions, the level transitions. I don't know if those eat up time or not. But at least in the A game, they are indispensable, the boosts. Because you toast Donkey Kong so hard with the boost. The boost, I think, is also the only way you can kill those other bugs. Because they're like, well, they're like worms. They're worms that come out from the side, and if they get onto the platform, you hit them, and then they just kind of freeze for a little bit, but then they start moving after a short while. Whoa. Okay, that was lucky. Oh! I don't pay attention to my surroundings. That's my biggest problem with Donkey Kong 3, is that I do not pay attention to my surroundings. There are so many times that I just wouldn't have died if I actually just paid attention. But then there are those guys that are just like, they're, honestly, to me, those bugs that like explode into 4 different directions, they're the fuck you bugs. They're just like, this is a game that, even though I guess was, you know, supposed to be developed for consoles, they're thinking in a quarter type mindset and trying to get as much money out of you as possible, even though you paid your $40 for this game, and it's not like Nintendo's gonna get more money out of you just for you dying more. But then again, the game's also pretty simple. Like, if they didn't have those, you'd probably just end up, you know, getting through the whole thing pretty easy. We might go to the B game after this, because... Whoa. You can also jump up and down, but it's too many dimensions. Too many dimensions for him. I can only handle like one plane at a time. I'm not a pro Donkey Kong level player. I'm not a pro level Donkey Kong 3 player, okay? I'm just a human being who is, for one, not very good at video games. Oh yeah, I guess I should be advertising. I thought I should have done that in the last stream, but I went... Maybe I did. I went to Kitakyushu, a big city near where I live, and I visited 2 retro video game stores, and I took some footage. I did some Japanese retro game raws. So look forward to those over the coming weeks. I'm actually, I mean, I guess I would say I'm surprised that people like that, but the thing is like, so I would go to like hard-offs, and I would take video of things that were interesting to me, and I would edit them together. I would write up a narration. I would do the narration. I would put everything together. And these are videos that, you know, it would, first of all, it would be about an hour of shooting footage, and then it would be, you know, an hour to write the thing, an hour to capture the voice, and then edit the voice capture. And then I would do it, I'd put it all together, get 200 or 300 views. Or I could just go to the retro game store, capture 20 minutes of straight footage, don't really edit it, just put in the, just enhance the footage, using iMovie, and then, enhance the footage, put on my ending, I don't even know, my ending card. And so really, it's about 35 minutes of overall work, plus all the rendering time. And I'm getting even more views for those than I am for the videos that I put together. It's like the Let's Plays. It's like, I do a Let's Play of a game that hasn't come out yet in America, which, programming note, in 2 weeks Fire Emblem Heroes comes out in Japan. So it's coming out at the end of September. It's not coming out in the West until the end of October. So I will be doing a translation Let's Play. Look forward to that. I'm really excited because I love the hero. I like Dynasty Warriors insofar as I like the gameplay style when it's mixed with cool IP. So like I don't I actually haven't tried out normal Dynasty Warriors yet, but I loved Zelda Warriors, or Hyrule Warriors, that's what it was called. I loved Blade Storm because that was the 100 Years War, but with Dynasty Warriors, or Musou, or whatever. And I love Fire Emblem. I can't wait to start talking about Fire Emblem again, although I have to beat... I still have not beat Echoes yet. That's the one... I made this deal with myself where I would... What's going on? Come on. What? Whoa! I now currently own... I think I own all the Fire Emblem games. I just have not actually beaten them all yet. And part of that process is beating Shadows of Valentia. One of my concerns is that I have not actually played Fire Emblem in English, so a lot of my translations for stuff might be off. Like, I don't even know, like, what some of the characters' names are in English. Because I'm so good at Japanese. No, it's just because I haven't. I only got into Fire Emblem once I came to Japan. Wait, do I have to jump and shoot? Is that possible? Yeah, I guess that's what I had to do. I've never gotten this far in Donkey Kong 3. I think, okay, after this one, we're going to go to the B game. Of course, the A game is, well, A game is for pro gamers like myself. But then there's a B game for all the noobs who want a challenge. So once, I'm doing, I don't know why I'm doing so well. This is just dumb luck, to be honest. Or is it the jumping? Do I need to be jumping more? Oh wait, no, I think I have gotten this far because those new bugs that they come along the side and they just kind of hang out and then they zoop! They zoopity zoop right at you. They're mean buggers. Yeah, I guess jumping is an effective strat. It's actually helping me out quite a lot. Get my bonuses. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, these stupid worms. Is this like a bonus stage? Because it doesn't really seem that hard. The most obscure game I have played and finished? I mean, there's a lot of obscure games that I've played, not necessarily that I finished. Oh man, I don't know. Finished? I don't know if I ever really I mean, unless you count like some of the shooters that I've played, like maybe like Terra Driver or Battle Garega, maybe. Those are kind of obscure. I would say definitely the Japanese shooters that I've played. I don't know any retro stuff. I mean, I guess technically I finished Popeye. Maybe maybe Popeye's Fun with English, perhaps. I don't know, actually. That's a good question, Retro05. I don't know about that. I guess I wouldn't count Persona, because Persona, I mean, obscure, define obscurity. Just a game that people don't know. I mean, shit, that's a lot of games that I've played. I do like the shooters, though. One of my favorite shooters, and I guess it's pretty obscure. I haven't beaten it yet. It's really hard. It's Summer Carnival 92 Rekka. It's the rarest game for the Famicom, and I managed to get a deal on it on American eBay. It's really, really good, and not too many people know about it, although it did actually get a release on the Virtual Console, and that's where I first played it, and that's where I kind of fell in love with it. and it's just a mistake on my part because it was $5 on the Virtual Console, but I've seen it go for easily $1,000 plus when it's completed box here in Japan. I did not pay that much for it, but I did pay, you know, an amount for it. Whoa, that's the furthest we've ever gotten. So let's go to the B game. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's try B. You know, I don't think the B game is actually... Oh, excuse me. Got my dinner coming up. I actually don't think the B game is inherently harder than the A game in these early Famicom games. I think they just start you a few levels ahead. So I think they're more challenging that way, and that they just skip over the introductory parts. But it seems like every game that I've played so far, I don't know about the light gun games because I haven't played those yet, but I think every game so far has had A and B modes, except for the sports games like tennis. And, I mean, yeah, except for the weird games like the sports games and like the Donkey Kong Jr. Math game and the Popeye English game. I don't, yeah, those wouldn't have had B, those wouldn't have had B levels. Am I doing the strat that you're supposed to be doing for Donkey Kong? I think so. This is my, if nobody's devised this strat, it's the jcontra strat right here. Just hit the buttons, keep jumping up, keep blasting Donkey Kong ass. Oh, shit. Super Monkey Daiboken. You know, I don't actually, that must be pretty obscure, because I actually haven't heard of that. Although, is that a Famicom game? Because maybe, if it's a Famicom game, one day I will play it. Well, if it's a game for any console, I will play it. Because my life objective is to play every console game ever made. And I guess a good place as any is to start at the Famicom, because in Japan, they did have the Atari, actually. They actually released a special model Atari for the Japanese market. I think they called it the Atari, hold on, what was it? In America, it was the 5600? Or something? And then I got, and then in Japan, it was the, like the 4800 or something. It was like a couple hundred over the American release to show like how much better it was or whatever. And but the Atari never really took off here because by the time they ended up localizing it for Japan, the video game crash happened and nobody really, and in Japan I think Sega and Nintendo had just released or were about to release the Famicom and the Master System, so nobody was paying attention to the Atari. Like, the Famicom was so much more advanced than the 2600 by then that there was just no point. Although the beginning games, like, you know, even Donkey Kong 3, like, you have to think about where we are in the Famicom's lifespan. We're about a whole year into the system's life, and the games don't look super different. I mean, the sprites do look a bit more complicated. They look a bit more nice, but you still got black backgrounds. Not a ton of music to speak of. Really, honestly, I think the Famicom doesn't really become the Famicom probably until 1985. Whenever Mario comes out, I would say is when the Famicom becomes the Famicom. And the Famicom is actually very interesting because I would say it more so than any other system except for perhaps the Super Nintendo, I think shows you just how like it's released in 1983 and games look like this. But when you think about games that were released in like 1992, like Summer Carnival or Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, or really, I mean, Metal Storm. You have some incredible games that come out for the Famicom that were released like after the Super Nintendo came out, and they are just so completely different from these. Let's see, Super Monkey Daiboken was on Game Center CX. You know, my thing about Game Center CX is that I've seen a lot of it, but I've only ever seen the ones that have been released on DVD, because what I do is I'll rent them from the local, I guess what you would say is a Blockbuster in Japan. I rent them from there. I don't actually stream them because I want to experience them without the subtitles, because if it has the subtitles in English, I'm just gonna cheat and I'm just gonna look at the subtitles. Where I wanna practice my Japanese, and that's actually something I've been thinking about recently. Like I was just at the movie rental place today. I wanted to rent Letters from Iwo Jima. The only thing is that the Japanese Blu-ray only has Japanese subtitles. And I'm like, you know, I bet you I could understand about half of the movie, but you know, don't I want to like understand the whole thing, or do I want to get my like wartimey Japanese? Do I want to start polishing that up? Which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. It's a movie I really want to see. Although I'll see if it's on Netflix. Japanese Netflix is actually really good. It's got a lot of good anime on it. And it also doesn't have the subtitles, which is a good for me, so that I can actually like practice my Japanese instead of using the subtitles as a crutch. Come on, buddy. Come on. Let me blow smoke up your ass. I think. All right, we're 20 minutes. This is. The last 20 minutes is all you need to see. Really, all you've needed to see was that amazing, stellar run that I had, where I got to like level 11 or whatever. That's basically all Donkey Kong 3 is. There's not, as far as I know, there's not a whole lot more to the game. Come on. Oh, that was lucky. No, you don't. No. Oh. And that's the game over. And that's game over for me. It's game over for this stream of Donkey Kong 3, though I will be back in a few minutes. We're going to hit a huge milestone. This is big. What I'm holding in my hand right here is called Nuts and Milk. And this is the first third-party title developed and released for the Famicom. So, strap yourselves in. We're going to be playing some Nuts and Milk in a few minutes. But for now, I've been jcontra playing Donkey Kong 3 for the Famicom. Thanks for watching, and mahalo.